Time for some more classic comedy now in the form of Ken Dodd, a man who I find you look increasingly like as the festive period with its mulled wine and late nights wears on, kind of red in the face and windswept. This programme was first broadcast in 1989. It's Ken Dodd's Christmas Cracker.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ken Dodd's Christmas Cracker. It's our Naughty Ash Christmas party. And here he is, the man who, when he heard that good King Wenceslas hadn't looked out since the Feast of Stephen, offered to clean his windows. Celebrating Christmas, it's Ken Dodd!
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Doddy's Christmas Cracker. This year, I had a typical comedian's Christmas dinner. I drank a bottle of pale ale, told a few jokes, and the turkey got up and walked out. Yesterday, I was in a wine shop. I said to the man behind the counter, I said, have you got something full-bodied, an interesting bouquet, a mature age, and well-settled? He shouted through the back door, Doris, here's another one of them. And if you want a tip for Christmas shopping, folks, never bend down and tie your shoelace in a department store. There are far too many women walking around with long rolls of wrapping paper sticking out of their shopping bags. And this Christmas, spare a thought for those people who are forced to tramp the streets, hanging around houses for a kind word of encouragement, any tiny glimmer of human compassion that may chance to come their way. They're called double glazing salesmen. I've had my usual after-dinner punch. Serves me right for complaining about the gravy. I spent most of Christmas morning giving my little niece's Cindy doll a blow wave. Have you noticed? Our television set is so full of Australians, I'm thinking of hanging corks around the screen. The Australians, they're taking over the pop charts and the telly. I'm sure that Jason Donovan's a nice lad, but isn't it time he visited his parents? I mean, how is it at Christmas? How is it when they're passing the cakes round at a party and when the cake dish finally reaches you, only the lemon curds are left? How is it when you've just finished the washing up, some idiot always comes in with another 6 glasses? And how is it when you chuck away the washing up water into next door's garden, there's always 1 spoon left in it? And how is it? Why is it that the last Christmas card you receive is always the one for someone you haven't sent one to? I went to this terrible party the other night. There's so many gatecrashers coming in the back door, all the invited guests ended up in the front garden. I felt sorry for the host. He was the only person there who didn't know anybody. What a party. It was so crowded, he was flinging Black Forest Gatto into the Expeller fan to make sure everybody got a bit. I know. I'll have a quick look through the Christmas edition of that wonderful newspaper, the Tittlesley Bugle. Here we are. This is the bit I like, the personal column. Man with 2 tickets for the Sydney Opera House wants to meet lady with rowing boat. Oh, here's a good one. For sale, Invisible Man's costume. Must be seen. Man with parrot on shoulder would like introduction to lady with wooden leg. Love of amateur theatre and advantage. Electronic flash for sale. Will fit under most raincoats. Anyway, I must pop into the office to see how Miss Golightly and Willie Eckerslike are doing. There you are, Miss Golightly. And a very Merry Christmas. Good gracious me. What are you doing there? Covered in sequins and your legs in a couple of sprout bags?
Oh, I'm sorry about this, boss. It's Willie and me. We're rehearsing. I'm his new assistant.
I'm not with you, Miss Golightly.
The great Eckerslike and the ravishing Jasmine.
Great Eckerslike and ravishing Jasmine?
Yes. He's bought a conjuring set and he's got some bookings for kiddies' Christmas parties.
And you're not the...
The ravishing Jasmine, yes. Good. He said the act needed a bit of glamour, so I've stuck some sequins on one of me granny's vests and cut down a pair of me dad's long johns. And voila.
The ravishing Jasmine. Where's the great Eckerslike?
Oh, he's in the back room putting on his new evening suit.
I don't believe it.
The great Eckerslike at your service. Well, Kenny, what do you think?
Well, you look a bit uncomfortable in that dinner suit, Willie. It seems to be in funny shape.
There's a very good reason for that, Kenny, lad. You see, I've got 3 dozen budgies stuffed up my jacket.
I No idea you were interested in magicking, Willie.
Oh, aye, Kenny lad. I'm a member of the Accrington Magic 7.
Really?
There's 4 of us. Sim salabim piff paff powfagged.
Good gracious. He's just produced a 20-pence piece from his nose. Is it sleight of hand, Willie?
Is it checkers like? Spent half an hour bunging them up. I must have about 4 quid's worth up here.
Good heavens, where did that bunch of flowers come from?
It were down me trousers, Kenny.
Why is it all chewed up at the end?
Oh, that'll be me ferrets.
Ferrets?
He has 2 ferrets down the left leg of his trousers.
Aye, and 3 rabbits down the right.
Well, whatever you do, Willie, don't cross your legs. Anyway, I want to see him do something really magic, something impressive.
Right. The ravishing Jasmine will now get into this ordinary wooden cabinet.
It's a bit on the small side, isn't it, Willie?
Yeah, well, it used to be our old dog kennel.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Hey, are you inside, Jasmine?
Yes?
I have here 16 genuine razor-sharp, solid steel Arabian swords.
Gosh, truth, she'll end up like chips.
I will now plunge them one at a time into the magic cabinet.
She hang on a minute if I were you, Willie.
What's she say, Kenny?
She said something about hanging on a minute.
Whatever you do, don't shove any swords in.
She sounds a bit frightened. Are you sure this trick will work?
Yeah, of course it'll work. Here we go. Oh, heck, the flipping dog's still in there. Oh, what are we going to do?
There's only one thing you can do, Willie. Open the box and do a disappearing act. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go out into the streets of Tilsley and I'll find out how everybody's celebrating this festive season. By Jove! By Jove, what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day for taking all your clothes off, strapping your legs around the back of your neck and shouting, "How's this for an oven-ready turkey?" I'll ask the folk of Tilsley what they think about Christmas, but before I do anything, I simply must have a quick burst on my banjo. By Jove, I needed that. It's a dear little old lady. Excuse me, darling. What will you be watching over Christmas?
The Maltese Falcon.
With Humphrey Bogart.
No, with sage and onion stuffing. Me old man forgot to get a turkey.
Ooh, look out. Here's a man who looks a bit worried. Excuse me, sir. What will you be watching this Christmas?
Jaws 1, Jaws 2 and Jaws 3.
Oh, I say. The video films.
No, the wife, her mother and her sister.
Here's a harassed-looking housewife. Excuse me, love, what does Christmas mean to you?
Don't talk to me about Christmas. My husband still isn't talking to me from last Christmas.
Why, what did you do?
Well, I asked him what he wanted for Christmas, and he said surprise me.
And?
So I didn't come home till Boxing Day.
Look at this grumpy old codger here. Excuse me, Pop, are you enjoying the festivities?
I aren't.
Okay.
I can't stand all these young housewives who insist on covering their windows with snow spray, tinsel, cotton wool, and big Merry Christmas banners. It interferes with me hobby.
What is your hobby?
I'm a peeping Tom.
Here's a boxer on a training session coming towards me. Excuse me, young man, how do you usually spend Christmas Day?
Well, Harry, I'll get up early, I'll jog about 4 miles, work out in the gym, know what I mean, Harry? Then every Christmas Day at 1 o'clock prompt, I'll put my gum shield in.
To get stuck into the sparring partner, I suppose.
No, Harry, to tackle the wife's cooking, know what I mean?
Here's a disgruntled-looking man heading this way.
Look, you! I've just come to tell you that I hate you, see? I hate you. I hate your house. I hate your garden. I hate your back door. I even hate your curtains. You've ruined my Christmas, you have. I won't forget this, you know.
Oh, dear. It's my own fault. I meant to tip the bin man 2 days ago.
At At this very moment, two very dear, close, lifelong friends are enjoying a concert of Christmas music in the famous Royal Albert Hall. We join them as they sit side by side in their own private box.
He is without doubt one of the finest conductors of choral music in the world today.
No, few would argue with that statement.
Such a unique talent.
Quite brilliant.
And he's slightly handicapped this evening.
Handicapped?
Yes. He's lost one of his altos.
You know, I thought I detected a slight limp as he walked onto the platform.
Of course, he's been surrounded by music all his life. His mother wanted him to become a bassoonist.
You'll never get me up in one of those things.
His youngest wants to be a nun.
Oh, it's a hard life.
He's told him. His LP came out last week.
How terribly embarrassing.
You know he's got a compact disc.
Oh, poor chap must be in agony.
He might be going down under after Christmas.
What pleasure do they get out of it?
He has such an extensive repertoire. Have you heard his chestnuts roasting on an open fire?
To be perfectly honest, I'm not at all sure that I want to.
His youngest son is on the euphonium.
I thought they had clinics for that sort of thing.
Of course, his wife has been entertaining the troops for the past 3 weeks. They can't get enough of her variations.
I can't sit here and watch him conducting after what you've just told me. I must leave. We don't know how lucky we are.
How very true. We both have wonderful husbands. Merry Christmas, Sylvia.
And you, Phoebe. Christmas is a time for fairy tales.
Once upon a time, in a huge castle in a distant land, lived Giant Blunderbore. Giant Blunderbore was the most terrifying sight in the land. When he walked through the streets, the houses trembled, and the villagers hid under the stairs in fear of their lives. For breakfast, Giant Blunderbore would eat 5 buckets full of porridge, 25 fried eggs, and 100 rashers of bacon, all washed down with a barrel of foaming beer. One day, Giant Blunderbore's breakfast wasn't on the table. Giant Blunderbore became angry. He banged on the table. He set off through the castle in search of his poor wife. The walls of the castle shook with his anger. At last, he reached the door of the kitchen. He walked through it as if it were matchwood. He stood there, glaring at his terrified, defenseless wife, and with a voice like thunder said,
"Where's me shirt? Where's me shirt? And where's me breakfast? Where's me cornflakes? Where's me pasta?
Pleased to come in and join us. It is right that next-door neighbors celebrate Christmas together.
Oh, yes. Well, I'd like to come in, but I've just gone round to try and borrow a couple of...
Nonsense! You must come in and join us in a traditional Slavonian Christmas drink. Come, drink.
Good grief. What's this?
Yak's milk marinated in a pig's bladder and curdled with the blood of the mountain goat.
Oh.
Drink it! It is a traditional Slavonian pastime at Christmas.
Is it? Oh,
Good! Oh, now you must have another drink.
No, please. It's just...
You are wishing for something a little more stronger? Well, try this.
Oh, what is it?
Sheep's giblets boiled in seaweed for 5 hours. Strained through the socks of a Baltic peasant. drink it down. It is a traditional Slavonian pastime at Christmas. Another.
No more, please. No.
Oh, you wish for our special drink. Black olives crushed by the feet of 100 sacred donkeys and curdled with just a squeeze of bat's bones. Please, drink it down. It's a traditional Slavonian pastime at Christmas.
Oh, you go.
Oh, no! Look what you have done! You have been ill all over my brand new carpet and all over my brand new settee!
I know! It's a traditional English pastime at Christmas!
You know, Mother, he couldn't get into bed quick enough tonight.
That's because it's Christmas Eve. Poor little mite. I hope he goes off to sleep.
He will. You know that hot milk you made us at supper time?
What about it, Dad?
I put 2 sleeping pills in his cup when he wasn't looking.
Oh, that was a terrible thing to do, Dad.
Aye, send him to sleep quicker than a Roger Whittaker record, that will. Hear that?
I can't hear anything.
Out like a light.
Good.
Mom!
I don't believe it.
What is it, son?
Good night, Mom!
Good night, son.
Good night, Dad!
Good night.
I thought you said he...
He'll be asleep in no time.
I'm not half tired, Mom!
Just you go off to sleep now.
I can hardly keep my eyes open, Mom!
I told you.
Are you tired as well, Dad?
I'm worn out.
Oh, good night, Dad!
Good night.
Good night, Mom!
Good night, son.
I've never been this tired, Mom!
Then go to sleep. Good night.
I won't be able to get to sleep if you keep shouting good night, Mom!
Well, I won't shout good night again.
Will you be shouting good night, Dad?
I won't say another word. Good night.
You've done it again, Dad!
Good night. Whatever you do, don't say good night.
Why don't you want my mom to say good night, Dad?
Will you go to sleep?
Now, don't you say one word to me.
I'm not going to say anything to you.
Mom!
What?
Aren't you and Dad speaking to each other, Mom?
Of course we are.
I'm going to sleep now, Mom. Can I just ask you something before I do? Because I'm very tired and I might forget.
Well, what do you want to know?
Where will Father Christmas be now, Mom?
He'll be about 200 yards away.
He can't stay awake much longer. I gave him enough of that stuff to knock out an elephant.
Mom!
What?
Did you say Father Christmas is 200 yards away?
Yes, yes.
I won't get any presents then.
Why won't you get any presents?
If he's 200 yards away, he'll be in the canal.
Oh, I'll scream in a minute. Go to sleep.
Good night, Mom.
Good night.
Good night, Dad.
Your dad's asleep.
I thought he would be, Mom.
What do you mean?
When we had our hot milk at supper time, I switched the cups round.
It's no good, darling. I just can't do it.
But you can, Nigel. You know you can. Please, please. For the children, for me.
All right, darling, I will. For you, for Tristan and Natasha, I'll give it another go, darling.
That's my Nigel.
No, it's no use. It's not working. It's not working.
Oh, Nigel, what about the children?
You'll just have to tell them what you told them last year and the year before that. Tell them that Daddy still can't get the fairy lights working on the blasted tree.
Now, before I go any further, I must visit the old folks' home. Ah, the annual visit to the Sunset Haven for retired gentlefolk. Here we go. Ah, look, there they are, sitting round the fire, talking about the bad old days.
We had to make do in them days, you know. My mum, she was a wonderful cook. Every Christmas, she used to bake a big crust over the dustbin. But we were happy. Oh, we were happy.
I tell you, kids today don't know they're born.
No.
When I was a lad, on Christmas Eve, my dad would go out into the park with a handful of corn in his pocket. And when he came home, do you know, we had a turkey each. Some of them had messages strapped to their legs. But we were happy.
We were happy.
I don't know what we had to eat one Christmas, but there were 6 of us and we all had a leg each. Oh, we were happy.
Oh, we were happy. We didn't have none of them plastic footballs in my day. We used to kick about a block of granite rounded at corners. We were happy.
Do you know, I wore trousers made from old sacks.
Really?
People used to think my name was Dayton Lyle.
But you were happy.
Oh, we were happy.
I tell you, you were damn lucky. We only had one cap between 5 of us.
Aye, but happen your dad were rich.
Oh, he was, yeah. He used to raffle his dole money.
Our workhouse master was a real swell, you know. Yes, every Christmas Day, he'd phase us the other way on the treadmill to give us a change of scenery. Yes, but we were happy, you see.
Do you know, I used to pray for solitary confinement so I could have some fleas to myself.
And boots, we never had boots. We had to grow hard skin on the soles of our feet. If you stood on a nail, your feet would let the water in.
But were you happy?
Oh, we were all happy.
We were fumigated so often now we're born wearing a gas mask.
We were happy.
We were all happy.
Do you know, they don't know what work is today either. Child labour they had when I were a lad. My gaffer used to make me grow me hair right long and straggly, shove a brush handle up me trouser leg and clean the chimney with me.
Oh, we were all happy.
No Yuletide entertainment is complete, folks, without the good old-fashioned Christmas murder mystery, the whodunit. So now the Naughty Ass Players proudly present Agatha Christie's classic mystery, Murder at the Pantomime. Or as the villain said when he fell into the metallic kitchen paper, foiled again. Oh, yes, he did. He did if I say he did. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves to meet Naughty Ash's answer to the Bill, the Willie. Oh, you know, my corns are killing me. Ooh. How's your feet, Frida?
Oh, these bunions are my Achilles heel, love. They're killing me.
Oh, dear. Let's get back to the station.
I feel like fitting someone up tonight, Constable.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. I'm not in the mood to wear the black basque, the bra, and the matching suspenders again. Have you tried WPC Flutter?
Yeah, unfortunately, she's attending to an RTA in the high street.
A road traffic accident?
No, a revolting tramp's acne. Is that the phone, Constable?
No, sir. It's a piece of black pudding. It was hanging by that cord in the shop.
Well, answer it then.
Hello? Bunhill, Nick?
999.
There are no Germans here, madam. This is the Willie.
Right, Willie, I want to report a murder. In fact, several murders. Oh, a man has just prostrated himself at my feet.
Perhaps he couldn't wait any longer for an NHS bed.
It's Jack. Somebody's sawn right through his beanstalk.
Ooh, nasty.
Get a squad over to our pantomime rehearsals double quick and stop all these murders. Somebody's acting very strange.
Well, it's your own fault for booking Frank Bruno.
Here we are, lads. Collect others' facts, Village Hall. Me and the sergeant will question the cast while you, Constable, examine the bodies, all right?
Stop it!
He didn't mean those bodies, Constable. They're the village maidens.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sarge. I was just dusting them for fingerprints.
Did you find any?
Yes, mine. There appear to be 4 bodies so far, Inspector. 2 ugly sisters, Idle Jack, and the back end of the pantomime horse.
Yes, so I see. Right, line up the cast for questioning.
Right. I'll just move this big fat pumpkin so we can have a bit of room.
Here, who you calling a big fat pumpkin? I'm the good fairy.
Good fairy?
My name is Fairy Tinkle, as you can plainly see. In purest white I strut the stage, in perfect purity.
Oh.
If any suitor fancies me and is feeling rather flirty, it's number 7 Sluggy Drive. Knock twice and ask for Gertie,
Incredible. And they say satire's dead.
Places, everybody. Do as the man from the Willie says. Ready when you are, Willie.
Right, now, who are you then, young man?
Hugh Warrington Fawcett. I'm the producer. Oh, thank goodness you've arrived.
Right, now, who are you?
I'm Dame Trot.
Yes, well, I must say you're wonderfully turned out. The outrageous dress, the pigtails, the frilly petticoat, the heavy makeup and the butterfly lips.
Oh, thank you, Sarge. I thought you hadn't noticed. If I don't pass the audition with this lot on, my name's not PC Elvin.
Hey, are you trying to take over my falsies?
Are you kidding? I've got my own set of choppers.
Well, Constable, what's the motive? Is it lust, desire, infidelity, jealousy, hate?
I don't know, Sarge. I missed Neighbours last night.
Yeah, well, the list of suspects is endless. 2 Chinese policemen, a demon king, that fellow spends all his time rubbing a lamp, broker's men, and that great fat egg-shaped thing sitting on the wall.
I've warned you once, you cheeky copper. If I wave my wand, you'll come a cropper. If the wand it fails to do the trick, I'll belt your ear with half a brick.
I think the culprit could be Daisy the cow, sir. I mean, she's the only one that might have a good reason for getting rid of all the others. All the others! It's a joke! Start the car!
Why don't you appeal for somebody to confess?
Good idea, Dame Trot. Right, now come on, own up, come on, you bunch of balmy thespians. Who done it?
All right, I confess.
Not Snow White. Oh, this is terrible. It can't be. I mean, Snow White, think of the children.
I'm sorry, but my honour was at stake. They all tried it on with me, and so I arranged their demise at the hands of my trusty companions.
It's them, Sarge. It's them. The Magnificent 7. Dwarfs. Come on, all you little giddy dwarfs. You're all under arrest. Come on, lads. Into the back of this Black Maria. I've just made it out of a pumpkin. Come on, it's off to the lockup for you.
Good work, Constable. Good work. That wraps it up. There's just one thing. We can't end a pantomime sketch without the wedding scene. So, in the spirit of the season, how about you volunteering to marry the beautiful princess, eh?
Oh, well, certainly, Sarge. I may as well have a little bit of comfort and joy myself over the festive season.
The bells across the meadow ring, this wedding day, great joy they bring. I'll make the cake and boot the luncheon. Ooh, watch what you're doing with that truncheon.
3 cheers for the happy couple. Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
You may now lift the bride's veil and give her a kiss.
By Jove, I'm looking forward to this. That's it. Ugh. Oh, no, it's you. The fat old pumpkin. I mean, the good old fairy.
Come here, ducks, and give us a kiss.
Oh, no, I've been conned. I demand a recount. Help! Tatty by, everybody! Cinderella, help the BBC. I've been painting buttons. Tatty by, everybody! Tatty by! Merry Christmas! Happy New Year!
You have been listening to Ken Dodd's Christmas Cracker, starring the man himself, Ken Dodd, with Colin Edwin, David Ross, Michael McLean, Sibby Jones and Paula Tilbrook. The music was in the capable hands of Brian Fitzgerald, and the people responsible for the script were Eddie Braben, John Pye, Richard Jones, John Brown, Frank Hughes, Jeffrey Atkinson, Norman Beadle, Barry Reeves, and the producer, Mike Craig.
Here with a
review of 1986 are the Christmas Huddlines, starring Roy Hudd with Chris Emmett, June Whitfield, and the Huddliners.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed, folks, and welcome to the Christmas show. Yes, the show that does for the news what Paxo does for turkeys. You know, I love Christmas, but I'm glad the preparations are over, and the suspense of Christmas Eve, waiting for my son to finally get off to sleep before creeping into his room and swapping his full stocking for an empty one, But did you get any nice presents this year? I often wonder what our leading politicians get in their Christmas stockings, apart from being arrested. But now I know, thanks to some brilliant, probing, investigative journalism. For instance, Dennis gave Maggie a brand new coat of primer. And what did she buy, Dennis, I hear you cry? A home brew kit. Yes, Gordon's Distillery. And Neil Kinnock, the one-man eye Stedford, he bought lovely, lovely Glennis, a turkey back from America. When he got home, she couldn't tell him apart. And David Owen received a present from his most ardent admirer, but it can't be much fun. You already know what you bought yourself, don't you? And David Steele, the Orville of the Alliance, he's been given a new board game called Life Assurance. You have to try and convince your opponents that you have a worthwhile policy. But meanwhile, turning away from the Dynarod duo, we come to Geoffrey Howe, the Cabinet's answer to steam pudding. His wife's bought him a bottle of Valium. Yeah, anything to liven him up, But what about the royals, eh? Princess Di wanted something from Charles she's always yearned for but never had. That's right, an O-level. But Di gave Fergie a pair of her old ski pants as a present. Yeah, Fergie's using them as an oven glove. I was told the Queen has given Philip something that will keep him happy for the rest of his life. Yes, you've guessed it. A horse and four that doubles as a kebab house. And Viscount Lidley, nobility's answer to MFI, he's given Princess Margaret a specially made table that seats two. Underneath. But I hear Mark Phillips has ruined Princess Anne's Christmas. Yes, he came home. And I see a major row broke out between Maggie Thatcher, Princess Michael, and Her Majesty. They couldn't agree who was going to make the Queen's speech. But I must say there's some amazing things in the shops this year to persuade us to part with our cash. I bought a box of Jeffrey Archer crackers, yes. There was 2,000 quid in mine and an ex-party hat. But ugly playthings are in this year, aren't they? Hamleys were displaying these disgusting squat figures that give off a nasty smell, yet they still sold. I ask you, who wants a Cabbage Patch Nigel Lawson? But there we are. And they've also got a new line in Transformer robots, although I think they're too frightening and horrible for kids. They start off looking quite harmless, then you twist them about and they turn into Norman Tebbit. It's horrible, isn't it? And I heard that Roy Hatters has brought out a new record, which includes songs like Susie, Susie, Sitting in the Shoeshine Shop. It comes with a free shower cap. But cleverest of all must be the Cecil Parkinson Action Man. Oh, good, you remember Cecil Parkinson, do you? It's amazing. It walks, it talks, it laughs, it cries. The only trouble is it makes the Cindy doll pregnant. But I had a court affidavit the other day, but it was all right after I oiled the zip, and still with dressing problems, in April, a judge sent a lawyer home for wearing a polo neck jumper in court. So he popped home and put some trousers on, and then he was fully briefed. But who sells judges their high court couture? The Huddlines puts on their lawsuits to find out.
Hello, schmutter lovers. Welcome to Judge About Town. Outfitters to the legal profession and Lord Hailsham. My name's Bodily, but you can call me Grievous.
Could I see the male assistant?
I'm sorry, but this is the best I can do.
Please excuse my colleague. This is His Honor, Judge Loitering.
Oh, and you are?
I'm his parole officer. He wants... He wants a completely new wardrobe.
Really?
Yes, the door keeps flying open on the old one. Oh, that's better.
Now then, your most esteemed trouser press, what sort of thing were you thinking of?
Jane Mansfield in a wet bikini.
Your Honor, please. Mr. Grievous wants to know what you'd like to wear.
Jane Mansfield's wet bikini is what I'd like.
I'm terribly sorry.
It's all right, love, don't worry. Most of our customers are Freemasons. Now then, your trendy hip ship, what about this gorgeous judge's robe?
Oh, very nice. What do you think, Your Honor?
I wouldn't mind trying it on in the cubicle.
Chance would be a fine thing, dear. Anyway, I haven't measured you up yet. Now hold still while I do your inside leg.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious me. This is the longest measurement I've ever taken.
It's all right. His other leg's a lot shorter.
I was born on the side of a hill. You know.
Oh, that'll explain that sheep on your head, then.
Well, I couldn't afford the wig.
I see. Well, in that case, let me show you the very latest in High Court headgear. Nice. Wig Walkmans.
Wig Walkmans?
It gives you something to listen to during the trial, you know. Plus, it comes with a free Keep Fit cassette, Workout with Lord Denning. You have to bang your gavel in time with his sentences.
No, I don't think so.
No. Look. I want something exciting to wear.
You want another inside leg measurement?
No. I mean,
something exciting?
Yes. So whatever happened to the old-fashioned horsehair cumminicus and cummerbund?
I sold him to Kenny Everett.
Well, hurry up, will you? I've got to be in court in half an hour. It's a very strange case. Very strange, involving geese juggling without a license.
Oh, nice. Does it carry a heavy penalty?
I hope not. I've only got £15 in the bank.
And in May, Mrs. Thatcher went to Tokyo. Well, why should the Japs have everything their own way, eh? She was there for the World Summit, and they drank a toast to her. Sake for the sake, I suppose. The Huddlines MI5 graduates listened in to the inside story. I'm walking sideways for Christmas. Oh, darling, thank God we're out of that terrible place, eh? Whiskey at £16 a bottle. Good God, that's nearly £50 a glass. Oh.
Well, I found the country fascinating. The way everyone lives in paper houses.
Yes, I had no idea Barrett's had a Japanese branch.
They have such gentle, delicate rituals.
Oh, you mean the tea ceremony?
No, I was thinking more of the sumo wrestling and full-contact karate.
But talking of the tea ceremony, I thought your behavior at the Emperor's banquet could have been better.
Well, it wasn't me who was whistling the Bridge on the River Kwai as we all trooped in.
And your table manners could have been better. I mean, honestly, old fruit, every time Ronnie passed you the cheese and biscuits, you rolled over and waved your legs in the air.
Well, what's wrong with a little fooling around?
Well, I mean, there's a difference between fooling around and making obscene phone calls on the hotline at 3 a.m.
Did I?
You certainly did. You and Butch Cassidy giggling down the blower, shouting, "Hello, Mikhail," with power stations like yours, who needs Trident? I mean, really.
Oh, I'm sure Gorbachev will understand.
And while we're at it, I didn't like the way you let the Italian president rub you dry afterwards.
I had to get dry quickly, Dennis, or my chest would have gone rusty. Well, I like Japan, a well-ordered society where the entire population is submissive and totally devoted to their jobs. Now, why can't Britain be like that?
Simple. No one's got a job to be devoted to, have they? Thank you.
Dennis, None of your lip, or I'll stuff this bonsai bush where it hurts.
You can't do that. It was a present from the Emperor.
Yes, it is rather lovely. Small, but perfectly formed.
Oh, I love it when you talk dirty to me, darling.
I'm talking about the bonsai tree.
Oh, yes. Well, it is rather nice, isn't it? Much nicer than what you gave the Emperor.
Oh, yes. What did we give him in the end?
Milton Keynes. Oh! I was reading my Undertaker's Mirror this week. I buy it for the pearl-handled caskets on page 3, you know. When I saw that someone started up a burial at sea firm in Devon. I wonder how much trade they'll be getting.
Excuse me, madam. May I ask where you're going?
Well, actually, I was just going into this funeral parlour to book a secluded plot.
What luck I stopped you in time, eh? My card. Davy Jones. Hydro-internment's a speciality.
I beg your pardon?
Hang about. If you want a change from the usual sort of funeral, then come to us and we'll bury you at sea. We got several different services depending on your pocket, and our prices go from quite a lot to 50p. Well, for £500,000 you get the QE2, with an admiral, a captain, and a nice big crew. For a tenner we can book you half an hour upon the boating lake and tip you off a pedalo or small canoe.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Hang about. It's 100 grand for the Hans and Lottie service in a blue lagoon where the biggest groupers grow and the mourners wear black toppers with their flippers and their snorkels. And you get a running commentary from Jacques Cousteau. £7 will get you buried like the Viking king, where we tie you to an oil drum with a bit of string. For a £5 we can put you on a lilo with a puncher, and then every year we come and lay a rubber ring.
No, thank you. I'm feeling...
Or you might decide on the full Titanic sinking if you want the price. Well, I'm sorry, it depends. It is probably beyond you as an individual customer, but worth it if you go with several hundred friends. Oh, for 20 quid, the boat race is the one to choose. You get towed along through Hammersmith by 8 light blues. Or for 50p, we take you down to Dartmouth when the tide is out, and leave you at the waterline with concrete shoes. Oars out, lads, I've got
one. Years of self-denial and a fish diet. There we go. Now, earlier in the year, Michael Parkinson was having trouble putting out his rubbish. Mind you, I suppose we shouldn't really talk like that about Desert Island Discs. I mean, it used to be a very popular programme, didn't it? No, in fact, Parky got shirty because his local council wanted residents to empty their own dustbins into a big container that gets wheeled down the road. Well, Parky and his posh neighbours in Berkshire, Berks for short, that's the county, not the residents, they were all up in arms about having to perform this menial task. But will the bin men get a Christmas box? And will it fit? The news headlines investigated the dust cart dust-up and the refuse rumpus. Right, bring out your rubbish. Unclean. Bring out your rubbish.
Here, you.
Yes, mate.
I want a word with you. Do you know who I am?
No, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Look inside your vest.
Well, I'm telling you, it's Parky.
Yes, it is a bit, but I've got my thermals on.
No, I'm Michael Parkinson. Don't you recognise me, you ignorant twerp?
Now you come to mention it, I do recognise you.
Oh, by my voice, eh?
No, by your manners.
Look here. It's about this preposterous scheme to make me take out my own rubbish. I want to give you a piece of my mind.
No problem, just chuck it in the bin with the rest. Now.
Oh, no, it's one of my neighbours.
Hello. I say, who's this frightful, scruffy little working-class oik?
That's Michael Parkinson.
I was talking about you.
Well, I am an executive refuse disposal consultant.
Nonsense. It's just a more modern, fancy jargon word for a job of work, that is. Why, I remember when I was a lad in Barnsley, and my old dad used to put on his best cardboard shoes, and he'd take me to see Gene Kelly playing for Yorkshire. You know, we were so hard up we couldn't afford proper rubbish. We used to eat every scrap, even the tin cans. And sometimes we didn't even have that. Just one lump of coal for the 12 of us to suck. And then I read somewhere that... Here, wake up, hey. Oh,
All right, I'm going. There'll be some new dustmen round next week to look after you personally.
And about time and all.
But I don't think you're going to like it.
Oh, why's that?
It's Ted Rogers and Dusty Ping.
Oh, no, come back, come here.
Well, during the year, you kind of avoided that tedious, long-running trial. No, not Howard's Way. I mean, the row about a spy book a former MI5 man wanted to publish in Australia. Now, this retired intelligence officer claimed the head of the British Secret Service was a Soviet agent. It was ridiculous. He never even went to Cambridge. So, in the public interest, the Huddlines put on its Macintosh, turned up the collar, found 50p we thought we'd lost, and went to find if the spies were being economical with the truth.
Yes, number 3.
Number 2's just arrived in the car park, number 1.
Oh, very good, number 3. Tell him I want to see him immediately, will you? Number 2, how many times have I told you, use the lift, not the ejector seat?
Hi, number 1, you wanted to see me.
Look at this. It's bad news, I'm afraid.
Let me see. Portsmouth 5, Crystal Palace 0.
No, the other side. A coded message from number 5 in Moscow.
What? There is a Russian spy in MI5. I thought you said it was in code.
Well, it is if you're Russian.
A Russian spy in MI5? Well, that's absolutely ridiculous.
Yes. Pour me a vodka and pass the chicken Kiev, would you? Number 2, I want you to handle this one.
What, this one?
No. No, this one.
Certainly. Who knows about it?
Not many. It's classified.
Classified, eh?
Classified. Just you, me, number 3, the PM, the FO, MOD, BCG, CIA, IOU, DDT, CBI, BBC, FBI, ICI, up to the IDA.
Boom, boom.
Thank you.
Yes, number 1.
Come in here, number 3. Number 2, always remember, first there was Philby, then there was Burgess, and then, who was the third man?
Orson Welles, lovely zither music. I love it.
No, it was McLean.
McLean, I'll never buy his toothpaste again, sir.
Oh, number 3, I want you to do a bit of role-playing.
Not the schoolgirl outfit again, sir.
Isn't Tuesday, is it? Oh, no, I want you to be blunt.
Okay. I hate your wallpaper.
No, Anthony Blunt.
I hate your wallpaper, but I can get one of the Queen's paintings to hang over it.
That's better.
Not so fast, number 1.
What?
What's this in your pocket? Pravda.
Yes, I buy it for the heat-seeking missiles on page 3, comrade. Oh, it's true. All right, I admit it. Monday to Friday, I am number 1. But the rest of the time, I am Major O'Legover of the KGB.
You mean?
Yes, O'Legover at the weekends.
Well, you know, in my quest for the most up-to-the-minute stories, I carefully scan all the papers and the Sun, but it was in the Daily Telegraph, that I read the very latest hot-off-the-presses earth-shattering news item. The stock exchange had a brothel in the 18th century. Yes, it seems the money men had their own bawdy house on the premises. An early version of the Big Bang, I suppose, still. We all like to nip in for a quick one after work, don't we? But what was it like in this dirty den of stocks and bondage? Good day to you, busty wench. It is I, Lord Peter of Ponsington. As you see, I am without.
Well, there's no point in coming here then.
Oh, no, I am in need of some relief from the strains of the stock exchange. I've had a very tiring day on the floor.
Yes, you and me both, dearie.
Whom do you have?
Hello, precious.
Gadzooks, I pity, madam. Who is this mountain of ugliness?
Mistress Thunderthighs is my name. Get your groats out, I'm on the game.
Does she tickle your fancy, sir?
I fear, madam, I never invest money without inspecting the assets first.
Oh. Well, would you remove your corsets, please?
Certainly.
Look out!
Timber!
Oh, I think my shares have just dropped.
The bottom's fallen out of the market, more like. Now, madam, how much do you charge?
Well, it's a groat, 4 groats a shilling.
Stap me vitals.
That's extra.
Here. So, my lord, dost thou fancy what thou seest?
I fear not, madam. I shall have to refer to my list of houses of ill repute.
What's that? A directory of Barrett Homes?
Now then, zounds, the perfect place. A house of terrible repute and appalling den of iniquitous proceedings.
Oh, faith, sir, by what name is this place called?
What else? The House of Commons. Aye. If it isn't Rudy Rednose. Why are you walking that way?
I've just been roasting my chestnuts over an open fire.
Serves you right. Well, I hope you get the talcum powder as a present, then.
Tell me, why are you walking that way?
The wife's just kissed me under the mistletoe.
There's no answer to that.
And one hasn't been provided.
Now, Mr. Plum, tell me, did you get any duff presents?
I should say so. The wife gave me a portable electric blanket. Runs off a car battery.
Well, what's wrong with that?
I have to sleep in the Montego every night.
I bought the wife a Flymo.
I bet she was pleased.
She couldn't wait to try it out.
Good girl.
Now we've got the first skinhead Axminster in our tower block.
Did she get you anything?
Yeah, the same old useless stuff. A Marty Kane pop-up book.
What's the matter with it?
You open the page and nothing happens.
I see. Well, I got the Roger Moore Book of Aerobics. That raised an eyebrow, I can tell you.
All I can say is I'm never going Christmas shopping with the wife again.
Never?
They thought we were shoplifting. Chased us all round the decorations until I finally got caught up by the crackers.
Well, dear, oh dear. Did you get tears in the eyes?
Yes, and a motto and a paper hat.
Good luck. I believe Maggie Thatcher's not inviting her daughter round this Christmas.
Why's that?
She can't stand to hear carols singing. Look out, they're coming towards us.
Tell me, have you done any wassailing?
The doctor said not to when I'm wearing the appliance. But we've had lots of food and drink.
Did you get the liqueurs?
Yes, but I put that down to the Brussels sprouts. My old woman's just been having a go at me for steaming the Christmas pudding in her tights.
What's wrong with that?
She got custard all over her knees.
I gave my missus a rest this year.
Oh, and thank God for that.
And I helped her out as well. I cooked the turkey. She said it was as tough as old wellies.
Well, they do say they're beautiful.
They do indeed.
They do. Did you know how to cook a turkey?
Of course I do, but the feathers don't half soak up the gravy.
You're right there. I've got the mother-in-law staying with us. She won't leave the milkman alone.
Talking of Mother Goose.
Yes?
Are you doing a panto? Are you doing a panto this year?
No, but I've written one. Have you seen My Sleeping Beauty?
Not yet, but I've heard the rumours.
Aye, that's your luck. And did you see this winter that a group called Animal Aid was suggesting we should stop eating turkey for Christmas? Well, most of us don't stop eating turkey till the first week of January, do we? But has the Animal Aid group got a point? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, what do you think of British Christmas dinners? Do we indulge too much or not enough? If banning turkey means we'd have to eat sardines, I can tell you now they're rather hard to stuff. What do you think?
Mum, what's for dinner? One nut cutlet cooked in spinach. What, for Christmas? Well, I've iced it.
What do you think?
What do you think? Some choose their menus from the latest slimming mags.
What do you think? Do turkeys know we ought to give them up like fags?
What do you think? They must be pretty bright to climb in plastic bags.
Did you ever?
Could believe it.
What do you think? What do you think of cutting down at Christmas? Wouldn't you get to feel you'd eat a horse? They say the nouveau riche are recommending quiche, but they've always got an awful lot of sauce.
What do you think? Do Christmas dinners make our dietitians weep?
What do you think? I like to have my pudding, then I fall asleep.
What do you think? I'm not off counting turkeys now instead of sheep.
Did you ever?
Could believe it.
What do you think? What do you think?
Mum, what's for afters? Cabbage, rissoles, nuts and custard. No thanks, Mum, I'll eat the crackers.
What do you think?
What do you think? If we don't eat them, would they let the turkeys loose?
What do you think? Will turkey lip supporters really play the deuce?
What do you think? Well, if it doesn't work, it ought to cook their goose.
Merry Christmas!
Happy New Year!
Give us a drink!
Give us a drink!
And finally, stop press for 1987.
A new pirate radio station starts up in the North Sea with the most powerful transmitter ever heard.
Yes, it's Ian Paisley in a rubber dinghy.
Sylvester Stallone says he's fed up with critics complaining about him mumbling his dialogue, and he's now taking a course of speech therapy.
From Derek Jameson.
Mary Whitehouse is branded by her critics as unrealistic and out of touch with today's morals.
Yes, they say she's looking at the world through red triangle glasses.
And that's the end of the stop press.
But we'll be back next year unless there's a snap election and my majority drops off. Happy New Year!
Those were the Christmas Huddlines, starring Roy Hudd with Chris Emmett, June Whitfield and the Huddliners. The show was written by Peter Hickey, Tony Hare, Martin Booth, Paul B. Davis, Stuart Silver, Malcolm Williamson, Nick Revel, Alan Whiting, Richard Quick and Jeremy Brown.
All of whom are in the Christmas Pudding Club, organised by our producer,
Mark Robson.
We present The Snow Queen, with Gordon Clough as the narrator, Susan Ray as Little Gerda, Glyn Worsnip as Little Kay, Margaret Howard as the Snow Queen, Willie Rushton as the Wizard, Constable Crow and the Judge, Barry Cryer as Gran, Sergeant Crow and the Pilot, and Cliffhanger as most of the rest of the world. The Snow Queen, featuring the theatrical debut of Rabbi Lionel Blue.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Good afternoon. The world at once upon a time. 40 minutes of drama and fairy tale this Christmas tea time with me, Gordon Clough. And the main headline today is the massive explosion in space of an enormous magic mirror. Responsibility for the explosion has been claimed by the evil sorcerer, Martin Warlock. And we have Mr. Warlock in our studio.
I hate everything.
Yes. Now, Mr. Warlock, is it true that this magic mirror makes all beautiful things look hideously ugly and twisted?
Even on the purest and softest complexion, the slightest hint of a pimple is transformed into a block-busting volcanic pustule. Radio 4 becomes Radio 1. And a pretty girl's face would look like a pig's buttock.
I see. And what would a pig's buttock look like?
You, Gordon Clough, you!
Yes, well, we seem to have lost contact with...
I hate everything. I hate flowers. I hate people. I hate crown green bowls.
I said
I hate
we
Christmas.
appear to have lost... Oh, at last. We seem, unfortunate, to have lost contact with Mr. Warlock. But I gather that the mirror has shattered into millions, if not billions, of pieces. A report now from Jane Gittings at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge.
Well, Gordon, already in casualties, several people have come in with tiny specks of glass in their eye. And as a result, they are seeing everything in a warped and twisted way.
Not unlike listening to Pick of the Week, then. Are these the only side effects of the explosion?
Well, Gordon, there are rumours that splinters of glass have penetrated into people's hearts, which are then turned into lumps of ice. And this is having a devastating effect on people's characters. A paramilitary strike force from a playgroup in Canterbury carried out an arson attack on a branch of Mothercare this morning. Walt Disney have announced a sequel to the film Bambi, entitled The Deer Hunter. And in one extraordinary incident, a British Rail guard was actually polite to someone. And there are still millions of pieces of the mirror in the... Ow! Oh! Why am I doing doing this job. I hate reporting.
Thank you, Jane. Get
I want to do something worthwhile, like drug running. I could be Norman Tevick's press secretary.
Thank you, Jane. And more on the magic mirror later in the programme, but now the rest of the news. Well, actually, there isn't any. It's been a bit quiet today, what with the weather and it being Christmas. Well, I'll just... Oh, that's better. Well, now what shall we do? I'll tell you a story. There's one my Auntie Beanie used to tell me. What was it? The Snow Queen. It's all about a little boy and a little girl called Kay and Gerda. As the story begins, they're on their way to have tea at Gerda's grandmother's house, right in the very heart of the land of fairy tales.
Oh, there, you two young scally rascals. Where are you two scampering off to?
Hello, kindly old blacksmith.
Oh, whoa there, Bessie.
We're off to my grandmother's for tea.
And a jolly fine fairyland spread she'll have laid on, I'll be bound. Now, you mind how you go up the windy cobbled street to your grandmother's rickety, tumble-down old gingerbread cottage?
We will. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Especially with that pretty low-cut dress of yours.
Oh, do you like it? I sewed the sequins on myself. It's all right, I'll be careful.
Those two, they're just like brother and sister, forever scurrying off into the wheat fields, playing with each other in the hayloft. I wonder what they get up to. Just a hint of a suggestion there that they might be, No. This is fairy tale land, isn't it, Bessie? Can't have that sort of thing going on here.
No, you can't, can you?
Well, what do you know, a talking horse. What about you, Bessie? You getting your own?
Now, Gerda, when you've finished up that last piece of gingerbread, perhaps you'd like to kiss one of these frogs I've laid on for you.
No, thanks, Gran.
Can I?
No buttons.
Kay.
Kay, no. You've got to keep rubbing that lamp while I work out what these magic beans are for.
Oh, Gran, you're getting your travels round fairy tale land all mixed up and higgledy-piggledy.
I'm not as addle-pated as you might think, my girl.
Boy.
Boy, yes. Obviously. Well, why don't you and Goldilocks... Gerda, yes. Go and curl up in front of the fire while your butch old granny tells you a story.
Oh, yes, please, Gran.
Once when I was travelling in the far, far distant north, I met the wicked Snow Queen.
Oh, come on, Gran, you're making this up.
Oh, no, it's quite true. The Snow Queen lives near the North Pole with 7 tiny dwarfs.
Gran, you're getting muddled up again.
Yes, you're quite right. She lives in a shoe. Yes, that's it, a shoe.
Well, in fact, Gerda's grandmother had got very muddled indeed. Which was hardly surprising because the woman was completely gaga. Let's face it, the poor old bat had no marbles left to lose. She was more tonto than the Lone Ranger's assistant, I'd say. She was barking mad. A rabid, babbling incoherent...
Get on with it.
Pardon me, sorry, I'm sure. However, the old candidate for the room with the mattress wallpaper was right about one thing. The Snow Queen. She did live in the north, deep in the Arctic Circle, in a palace made entirely of ice.
How sad. Hiss. Yes, go on, hiss. Just because it's fairy tale land, you have to hiss, don't you? An audience full of grown men and women, 2,500 of you. Well, almost. Hissing away like someone's loony uncle doing Flying Scotsman impressions. How utterly, utterly pathetic. Well, I'm just going to ignore you. Now, What shall I do today? Snow flurry in Surrey. Done. Sleeting fleet, even as I speak. Snowstorm in Benidorm. Done. Avalanche in... Where do you live?
Hurley.
Done. A nice avalanche in Hurley. Oh, it's no fun being Snow Queen anymore. You've all got chains for your tires, double glazing, cavity wall insulation. I blame programs like you and yours. I'm bored and lonely. What I need is a minion. I think I shall take the Huskies for a spin and pick up some bad-tempered young boy. Has to be good and grumpy, though. I can't stand happy people. You in the second row there. Don't do that to him, dear. You're making him smile. Now I've got a headache. I shall have to go and lie down. I'll be in the fridge if anybody wants me.
And all that night, Kay tossed and turned in his bed. The tall, elegant woman dressed in snowflakes who tapped at his window, beckoning to him through the frosted glass. Was that a dream? The voice in the darkness which said, and with the time on Radio 2 coming up to 3:10, this is the Simon May Orchestra with Amoureuse. Was that a nightmare? We shall never know. What we do know is that when Kay woke and looked out of the window, as far as the eye could see, fairy tale land was wrapped in a thick mantle of pure white snow.
Hey, quick, let's go and play in the snow.
Oh, yeah, let's. Here I come.
Don't you think better put some clothes on first?
Oh, right. And then I'll race you to the gnarled old gingerbread tree at the foot of the hill. I love tobogganing.
Whee! Me too. Why is it always me who has to be the toboggan? Let's finish off the snowman now.
All right, what can we do to make him look better?
I'll see what's in Gran's basket. Look, a carrot for a nose and lots of gingerbread for eyes and coat buttons.
What shall we use this cucumber for?
I'm sure we'll think of something.
Right. Oh, ow! Something pricked me in the heart. Oh, ow! Oh, now I've got something sharp in my eye.
Let me have a look.
Get away from me, you ugly bitch.
Stay still. It looks like a sliver of mirrored glass.
I never realised how repulsive you are.
Why are you being so horrid to me?
Why are you being so horrid to me? Oh, shut up. Look at that snowman. It stinks. It's childish, silly, ugly.
Hey, stop it.
Shut up, bog breath. I bet you don't even know what the square root of 169 is, you girl.
I think we ought to go indoors. There's a blizzard coming.
Trust you to be scared, yeah. If it comes near me, I'll pull its tail off.
I said blizzard.
Oh, I don't care. Leave me alone.
Kay! 13!
What?
The square root of 169. 13.
Yes.
Come for a ride on my sled of ice, Kay. There. Does that feel better?
Yeah. Will you kiss me again?
I mustn't kiss you anymore, or you'll be kissed to death.
Oh, Gran, it's over a month since Kay disappeared and I miss him so much.
I must set out in search of him.
Oh, Thumbelina.
Gran?
Yes, dear?
Never mind.
And so Gerda set off in search of Kay, over hill and dale, through valley and field, until she came to a forest, where she asked for news of her lost friend.
Hello, Mr. Oak Tree. Have you seen Kay?
No, miss. Try asking the holly.
Hello, Mrs. Holly Tree. Have you seen Kay?
I'm afraid not. Try asking the yew.
Hello, yew tree. Have you seen Kay?
Asher, you're wrong to say yew tree, for there's only the two of us. See, this fella here, he's a Serbian spruce. He looks like a yew, all right, but I'm afraid...
fine. Have you seen Kay?
And when Gerda had asked all the trees in the forest to no avail, she went north over hill and dale, through valley and field, until she came to an even bigger forest.
No. I'm not going through all that again. All that, hello, Ms. Weymouth pine rubbish. How am I going to find Kay at this rate?
Well, you're supposed to go north, then you ask someone something, and then something happens.
Great. Something happens.
It's all right. It'll come to me.
5 minutes. If you can't remember it, just make it up. Is there anywhere I can get a coffee around here?
Would you like some gingerbread with you?
No, I don't want any gingerbread.
You must have a bit of gingerbread. This is fairy tale land.
It's not fairy tale land until you remember what happens next.
Okay. And so Gerda went off to the BBC canteen.
Oh, my God. Mind if I join you?
No, not at all. My name's Lionel, by the way. Lionel Blue.
What are you writing?
Oh, it's a radio piece. It's my thought for the day.
What is your thought for today?
Well, my first thought was, why did I drink so much last night? I'll think I'll stay in bed. And my second thought was, holy Moses, I can't. I've got that thought for the day to write. But I've made a start.
Could you read it to me?
Certainly. I was thinking today about...
Needs a little work, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, anyway, how about you?
I'm Gerda, from the fairy story.
I know it. That's a lovely story. How did you end up here?
I'm waiting for my narrator to remember what happens next.
How far have you got?
Well, I've set off in search of Kay.
Have you met the crows yet?
Don't think so.
Oh, you do meet a couple of crows. I'm afraid they're about as helpful as 8 records on a desert island. But then you get kidnapped by a band of robbers.
Oh, do you? Don't I ever find Kay?
Well...
Gerda.
Yes?
I am a handsome prince, and I have come to ask you for your hand in marriage.
What?
Gallop away with me on my white charger, and we shall live happily ever after.
It's quite an offer, dear, and I'd take him up on it. Could be your big night.
What about Kay?
Kay? Oh, he's dead. In fact, he never existed. You made him up, so there's no point in looking for him. Far better living with me in my palace, happily ever after. Period.
Palace?
That's right. Big palace, moat, drawbridge. A very good place to live happily ever after. Just off your M4.
M4. But what's this palace made of?
Well, gingerbread, mostly. Yes, gingerbread furniture, gingerbread windows, gingerbread restroom.
I see. Gingerbread. Can I use this phone?
Oh, of course.
Hello, Panto Rescue. My name is Nikki. How can I help you?
Hello. My Panto's broken down.
Ah, what sort of Panto is it?
It's a 1986 Snow Queen.
And where have you broken down?
BBC Radio 4.
Ah, yes. I'll have someone round in a jiffy.
I'm so glad you could come.
Hang on. Just got to get out of this jiffy first. Oh, well, that's better. Now, what seems to be the trouble?
Well, the Panto had been running quite smoothly, but then I started hearing this prattling.
What sort of prattling?
Well, just banging on about gingerbread all the time. Tumble-down gingerbread cottages, gingerbread clocks, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Well, let's take a look. Oh, well, it's your narrator, isn't it? Completely knackered.
Oh, dear. Can we get a new one?
No, not this time of year, love. It's Christmas, you see. Everything's closed. Can't get the parts.
Beginning to wonder how you got this one. Can you do anything?
Well, I could have a go, I suppose.
What's this bloke doing here?
I am a handsome prince.
Oh, don't tell me. These old narrators are terrible, aren't they? Your one's forgotten the store and he's trying to cut to the end as quickly as possible. Pass us that hammer. Start him up.
Bit-eared bunny. Oof. A gingerbread princess. Oh! Oh! And so Gerda left the canteen and the handsome prince and went north in search of Kay.
Yeah, that seems to have done the trick. The thing about these old narrators is that you mustn't over-lubricate. If he gives you any more trouble, just give him a wallop with his hammer. Oh, it's my pager. Oh, yeah. Classic. Old Cinderella. Pumpkin's gone. Must fly.
Thanks for your help. Right, what am I doing?
I can't remember. Oh! Going north in search of Kay.
Good, good. How am I going to get around? I'm not walking.
Well, I thought a kindly old peasant with a gingerbread donkey and cart could
No,
come along
I don't think so. I think we're all a bit bored with that kind of tosh. This is the 1980s. I want action, suspense. Bring it all up to date.
But how?
What about a motorbike?
A what?
A motorbike. I was thinking maybe Norton Commando 850, full-face helmet with visor, and a set of black leathers.
Oh, all right then.
And narrate me into a hotel at the next town. I'd like a bath, a meal, and a large brandy Alexander. In the meantime, it might help if you tell the audience where Kay is.
Kay? Who's Kay? Oh, Kay! Where did I leave him? Oh, yes. I remember.
Well, Kay, what do you think of my ice palace?
Oh, it's incredible.
The walls are handcrafted from millions upon millions of perfectly symmetrical snowflakes.
Wow. And the chandelier is...
Ice crystals taken from the world's most exclusive glaciers.
Gosh! And the shining icicles are everywhere.
Yes? You don't think it's too cozy?
No. It's a bit camp.
Of course it's camp. What did you expect? An igloo with flock wallpaper? I am royalty here. Now, come through into the crevasse. I have something for you to sign.
What is it? A visitor's book?
Yes, that's it, a visitor's book. Now sign here.
Where? On this tablet of ice?
Yes, dear.
But it says binding contract.
Yes, lovely binding. Just chip your name on the dotted line.
I, Kay Worsnip, of no fixed employment, sign my life away to the Snow Queen for no money whatsoever in perpetuity.
That just means forever. Legal mumbo-jumbo. Nothing to worry your pretty little head about.
Well, okay.
Now, do you know what I do?
Well, don't you just organise the snow and sleet and hail and stuff?
Oh, that's all old hat. No, I've got big ideas. You and I are going into the misery business. We shall devote ourselves entirely to making people woefully unhappy.
Not another series of the press gang.
That sort of thing, but worse.
You mean a Paul Daniels channel on television?
Nastier.
Really?
Oh, yes.
A Mike Reed channel on television.
Not bad, but I was thinking of still greater evil, like organised crime. A life of swindling, lying, cheating, money-grabbing theft.
You don't mean...
Yes, estate agents.
And still Gerda headed north. Looks like speeding to me, Constable Crew.
Yeah.
Right, let's nick him.
This is Police Helicopter Lima Bravo Foxtrot Tango. Quick Step Morris Dance Can here. In pursuit of motorcycle traffic violation. Remain where you are. You are under arrest. You feeling all right, Sarge?
Oh, I can handle it, Constable, I can handle it.
I know.
It's just I hate bikers. Can't stand them. They really make me puke. Scum of the earth, bikers. Right then, Sonny Jim. Let's have a look at you. You greasy, smelly, long-haired layabout. Get that helmet off and give me the pleasure of... Oh, good afternoon, miss. Just wanted to make sure everything was in order.
It's all right, officer. I can explain.
Oh, nothing to explain, miss. Lovely bike you've got there. British, isn't it? Now I'll just pet you on the bottom and you can be on your way. You pretty little thing.
You've got the questionnaire like it says in the rule book.
All right. Now then, miss, I'm going to have to ask you a few questions. Your name, your address, and what you're doing Saturday night, love.
Sergeant Crow. Listen, you. Have you any idea what speed you were doing?
No, I'm afraid not.
I clocked you at nearly 71 miles an hour.
It's only a bit over, Constable.
Only a bit. Where does it stop? I was only doing 71 miles an hour. I was only doing 80 miles an hour. I only murdered my family a bit. You're kind of the worst kind of lawbreaker. You'll be hung up by the neck until pronounced dead. D-E-D, dead.
Constable, can I have a word? Excuse us, please, miss. Constable, that kind of talk. Go easy, right? There might be people listening.
I very much doubt it.
Keep that sort of thing for your rough friends, all right?
Who do you mean?
I'm sorry, I haven't a clue. By the way, it's D-E-A-D, dead.
Sorry, Sarge. Since my wife left me...
I understand. You're liable to fly off the handle.
No, my spelling has gone to pot.
Oh, I see.
I'm OK now. Let's nick her. By the book.
All right. I hate to do this to you, miss, but I'm going to have to book you.
Be OK.
Book.
Look, officers, haven't you got anything better to do than stand around patronising me over some minor traffic offence? There are far worse crimes going on.
Like what?
Well, my friend Kay is missing. Could have been kidnapped for all I know. And that bank behind you...
What about it? You're just trying to look behind you so you can slip off while our backs are turned.
No, I'm just saying there could be a bank robbery going on there.
Hey,
quick, into the getaway car.
What about Beverly?
Leave her. She have to look after herself.
There is a bank robbery going on behind you. 3 men have just got into a Skoda and driven away very fast.
In a Skoda? S-C-O-D? Oh, now I know it can't be true.
He won't wash. Next thing you'll be trying to get us to imagine that a young girl with a flak jacket and a sawn-off shotgun has jumped onto the back of your bike and shouted, "Get going!"
Get going!
And so it was that Gerda became involved with a gang of thieves, tied up with a robber band. A dastardly group of villains whose hideout was an isolated stone cottage tucked into the foothills of the far north.
All right, who nicked the milk?
It wasn't me, honest. It wasn't Trev. Somebody's trying to frame me.
What's going on?
There's no milk.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to buy any.
Nick any. We're robbers. We nick things.
Nick it? Yeah. Anyway, we don't have to nick things anymore. We've got the money now. Bank money, 10 grand.
Well, it's not there now.
Kev.
Oh, sorry, lads. I don't know what got into me.
Give it back. Tell him, Trev. I'm going to the lab.
Hey, look, Kev, listen. We're robbers.
Yeah, Trev.
Yeah, we do nick things, but off other people, not off us.
Right, Trev, with you, yeah.
Who nicked the toilet?
Oh, yeah. No, sorry, boss, I don't know what come over me. It was just sitting there and I had to have it. Quick, that could be the police, under the table.
What table?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I will give it back.
Trev, he's Bev.
Hello, boys. I'm back.
Yeah, sorry about leaving you behind, Bev. It's just, well, nobody likes you that much.
Is this true, Dad?
No, Bev, no. Well, yeah.
Gerda likes me. This is Gerda. She's all right. Anyone says different is liable to wake up one night with their feet under the grill.
Sorry, Bev, I nicked the grill yesterday.
Right. Give me my share of the money.
We were just talking about the money.
Yeah, I think we should invest it in property.
Yeah, we can afford property now. We won't have to put up with those old tea bags anymore.
Hey, no. No, listen, look, I've got a plan.
Shut it, you three. You're pathetic. Now that Gerda's come along, there are going to be some changes round here. I'm taking over. And Gerda's going to help me.
I've lost my friend Kay, and if I have to stay here, I'll never be able to find him.
Tough. Now get to bed.
Have her off bed. Give her a break.
Yeah, give her a chance.
Give her a Kleenex.
Oh, sorry, Gerda. It'll have to be the bog roll, Nick, the Kleenex.
And so Gerda dragged her weary feet up to bed and cried herself to sleep. But then, in the middle of the night...
Gerda. Yes? It's me, Bev. Now listen, I've been on the blower. The good news is that your friend Kay has been kidnapped.
Oh, yeah. Great news.
But here's the bad news, yeah? By the Snow Queen. She's an evil old tart who lives up near the North Pole. Now, you did me a good turn this afternoon, so I reckon I owe you one. Here's £1,000 from the bankroll. The only way you're going to get there in time is to charter a plane. So get out and do it before the boys wake up.
Thanks, Bev. You're not all bad, are you?
Yes, I am. Anyone says different is liable to find their nose in a liquidizer.
And so, without further ado, Gerda rushed to a nearby aerodrome and chartered a small single-engine two-seater. Before long, she was flying out over the North Sea, heading for the Arctic Circle and the Snow Queen's palace.
There, you see, that's my home country, Norway.
Gosh, it looks beautiful.
That's a fjord. It's very famous for its fjords, Norway. Look you, but don't get the idea... Don't be getting the idea, Jabez, that Norway is just fjords. Oh, no. We have beautiful goats, cheeses as well, my life. And, of course, the Norwegian national costume.
Wow, another fjord. And it's slightly bigger than the last one.
That's the fascinating thing about Norway, Bigora. All the fjords are different sizes.
Is the Snow Queen Norwegian?
Oh, no. Pah! She couldn't make decent goat's cheese in a 1,000-year boat trip up the fjords. And she's also a wicked woman.
Oh, how will I ever rescue Kay?
You will. You have the power.
What power? I'm just...
The power of love. We Norwegians know a lot about love. Not as much as the Swedes, but then they can't make goat's cheese. That's the thing about Norway, so much variety, particularly in the regional accents. Did I tell you about our national costume? My little eye, something beginning with F.
Oh, fjord.
That's correct. I spy the Snow Queen's palace. Look, ahead. Out you go, then.
Out?
Yes, of course. I can't land.
But I haven't got a parachute.
Silence in court.
Gordon Priestley Cloud, you are charged with gross negligence of your duties as pantomime narrator and willful destruction of a beautiful fairy story. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Not bloody guilty. 1. Did you or did you not have a bizarre obsession with gingerbread?
Yes. But I thought it might be funny.
I've seen funnier editions of The Sky at Night. B. Did you or did you not attempt to set the Snow Queen up as an estate agent?
Yes.
Pathetic. Thirdly, did you or did you not push the heroine out of a plane without a parachute?
I forgot.
You forgot. Brilliant. I have here the original story by Hans Christian Andersen, a foreigner. And find no mention of any two-seater aeroplanes. It seems rather that Gerda arrives at the Snow Queen's palace on a reindeer. If you want to peddle nonsensical gibberish on the radio, become a cabinet minister and go on any questions. Guilty as charged. Now, get out of my sight. What's next?
BBC versus Tebbit, my lord.
Not guilty.
Oh, it's dark in here. Lionel Blue. How did you end up in the BBC archive? I mean, the BBC dungeon.
I just couldn't come up with a thought for the day.
I've got to stay here until I get my Snow Queen story right.
Oh, it was you. Surely all you need is a happy ending.
I'm fine. far too depressed to think of one.
You think you're depressed? What about me?
Who's that?
He's the head of BBC Radio Comedy.
Oh, the poor, poor man. Well, I mean, who wrote this lot?
I intend to find out. Now, look, why don't you do thought for the day and I'll finish your fairy story. Then, please God, both of us can get out of here.
You've got a deal.
Where do I start?
Well, at the moment, Gerda is in the frozen north, plummeting to her death at 100 miles an hour.
Wait! Now, just as Gerda was about to splat onto the ice, a flock of albatrosses flew past, and a Watson fireman waiting below with a net.
Too absurd.
And then they ran away just as a Russian icebreaker ship arrived.
Keep going.
I made a great tear in the ice, and then Gerda fell safely into the water.
Lionel, she'll freeze to death.
Yeah. And as she floundered in the water, one polar bear, no, 2 polar bears, picked her up and carried her to the edge, where they dried her out and kept her warm.
Polar bears eat people.
And before they had the chance to eat her, a reindeer came along, a real reindeer, and pulling Gerda onto its back, he carried her off to the Snow Queen's palace.
Brilliant.
And so Gerda arrived at the Snow Queen's palace, kissed goodbye to the reindeer, and stumbled, cold and barefoot, through the frozen corridors in search of her young friend.
Kay?
And suddenly she saw him, blue with cold, shivering and huddled at the root of a huge throne of ice.
Kay? It's me, Gerda.
Gerda? Do you think I'd put someone called Gerda in my address book?
Okay. Kay, I'm your friend.
You're too ugly to be my friend.
Kay.
And as the warm, loving tears rolled down Gerda's cheek, they splashed onto Kay's chest.
Is it really you?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And Kay, too, began to cry. And Kay, the splinter of magic mirror from his eye.
We've got to get out of here.
Wait, the contract. I must break the contract.
Here, take my hammer. Things are going fine. I don't need it to hit the narrator with anymore. Where is the contract?
Here, and I shall never relinquish it. You are in my power, Kay, now and forever. As for you, Gerda...
Quick, Kay, the hammer.
All right, Gerda, all right. I'm just doing a favour for a friend. Any ideas, Gordon?
Suddenly the Snow Queen disappeared in a flurry of snow, never to be seen again.
Quick, Gerda, the contract. Smash it to smithereens.
And after that, all we had to do was make our way back here, Gran.
Well, you have had a time of it, haven't you? But what we all want to know is, did you and...
No, Gran, of course not. I never go that far on my first fairy story. We're back in fairy tale land now, and in fairy tale land, we're going to stay.
Yes, and live happily ever after.
And eat lots and lots of gingerbread.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
That was the world at Once Upon a Time with me, Gordon Gingerbread Clough, this Christmas tea time. Glyn Worsnip and Susan Ray were infantile as Kay and Gerda, and Margaret Icicles Howard was the Snow Queen. Willie Marzipan Rushton was the wizard, Constable Crow and the judge, Barry Town Crier was Graham, Sergeant Crow and the pilot, and special thanks go to Cliffhanger, who are Pete McCarthy, Becky Stevens, Tony Hauser and Robin Driscoll. And Rabbi Lionel Blue was the icing on the gingerbread. Music by Colin Sell and the London Symphony Orchestra, and the script was by Paul Don't Change It Shearer and Nick or I'll Kill You Simmons. The producer was Andy Pandy Wilson.
There's a likely house. Gather round. Got your carol sheets? Ready? Here's your candle. Right then, right. After 3. 1, 2, 7. Silent night, holy night. Shut up, bleeding row! Put a sock in it! Build up! I'm closing the door! Shut up! All right, the water, right, you've asked for it, the water's coming, here comes the water! That shut you up! Shut up! All right, the tin cans, here come the tin cans. Build up, shut your flaming gobs! Here, where's me trombone? Right, I got me trombone, I'm gonna play me trombone. I'm not listening, I can't hear you. All right, the drums, bang the drums, let the drums going. Right, hang on, here we go, you asked for it. You want some more? Right, some more, give him some more. Here. Right, here we go, fire the rockets! Shut up! I got an H-bomb up here, you know. I got an H-bomb. I'm going to send it. He's coming. Shut up or he's coming. The H-bomb. Right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Fire the H-bomb! That got you. That shut you up. Hey, shut you up. Don't you like us singing? Well, no, it's not that, but you might have woken up the baby.
Silent Night once again brings to the Holly and Ivy Deck microphone the various but limited talents of Tim Brooke Taylor, Graham Garden, David Hatch, Joe Kendall-Bilotti for a Christmas show, which you'll not be surprised to hear is called...
Good evening. I'm sorry I'll read. I'm not boring you, am I? Good evening. I'm sorry I'll read that.
Again, Christmas show!
Christmas, the time for presents and good food. But at this time, when we're all enjoying ourselves so very, very much, let's just think for a moment about those less fortunate than ourselves.
Tough.
But what of Christmas at the BBC?
This is a recorded announcer, since all the BBC staff are off on their Christmas holidays. This is a recorded announcer. This is a recorded announcer.
But what of Christmas at the BBC?
Is a recorded announcer.
But what of Christmas at the BBC? But what
We
of
are
Christmas
sorry
at
for
the
this
BBC?
slight technical. We are sorry for this slight technical.
Well, we seem to be having a little trouble.
Here, what a ruddy hell's going. Here, what a ruddy hell's going. Here, what a ruddy hell's going.
Well, you know, brethren, I think that only goes to show that jolly wonderful, jolly wonderful, though science is, there are some things machines can't do. Come to think of it, they're much the same things that I can't do either. But on my way here today, I was considering the real meaning of Christmas. And I thought, if I were not a vicar, I think I'd like to be the Director General of the BBC. That rhymes. And then I'd say, right, Christmas holidays cancelled. All back. Come on, hurry up. Stand by your mics.
Oh, gee, thanks, Reverend. You certainly saved our bacon that time.
Think nothing of it, my son. All part of a day's work for Super Parson.
Super Parson? Super Parson!
Look, he's taken off his dog collar.
He's taken off his cassock. He's entirely naked.
Is it a bird? No, not by the look of things.
But what of Christmas at the BBC?
Christmas, when friends and families like to come together, but at this time when most of us are enjoying companionship, let us say something to those who are missing.
Where are you?
But what of Christmas at the BBC?
You're getting very good at that line. Each program will have a Christmas flavour.
Tastes like reindeer stew.
Yes. The programmes will remain the same, only the titles have been changed to prove it's Christmas. Now let's just run over the schedule.
Run over me schedule. Have you got a broken schedule? Yes, I have. Don't throw it away. Phone Brooke Taylor's day and night schedule repairs. We fix garden schedules, potting schedules, and even provide damp courses for water schedules. Use Brooke Taylor for the schedule, love.
Excuse me, I believe the correct pronunciation of that word is schedule.
No. No.
It is, you know.
I'm ruined. Ruined. My whole business is a disaster. I've got a wife and a new baby to support. I can't. I'm going to end it all.
No, I'm wrong. It is schedule.
What are the BBC doing to make this a really memorable Christmas?
Closing down? We're certainly going to give you Christmas broadcasting you'll remember from last year or the year before.
Christmas, a time for the traditional Christmas fare. Plum duffs, mince pies, roast potatoes, and dead turkeys.
And here is that lovable Yuletide character, the man who makes sure a Christmas bird arrives on your table plump, ready to eat, and well and truly dead. The old turkey strangler.
When noses glow and snow do snow and the Christmas bells he jangling, with a grab and a grip and a pull and a zip, flies out their turkey strangling.
Very efficient. Can you show us that again, slowly?
The way I enjoy it. There we go. Right, pull, heave, twist. Of course, this can take hours, so to save time, I've got one over here half strangled.
Couldn't you use less violent methods?
No! I get bored. Anyway, I do sometimes use psychological slaughter, you know.
What's that?
Well, you take a live turkey home, pluck it, open all the windows, and then open the oven door. And it jumps in to keep warm. Or, then again,
yes?
I can just strangle them, because that's more fun. Come here, you rotten bird, come here.
Because that's more fun. True words indeed.
Get your clothes on.
Christmas is a time for fun.
Where's this dog collar go?
Not there.
But though Christmas is a time when young folk like to let their hair down. Coming down!
Oh, you've let me down again.
I'm sorry. For the old folk, it's a time for nostalgia, when they like to put their feet on the mantelpiece, drop their wooden legs in a basket, unclip their false arms, unbuckle their tin chest, take out their false teeth, unscrew their glass eyes, and throw their minds back to Christmases of yesteryear.
Christmas isn't what it used to be.
Not what it used to be.
Not what it used to be. What was it then?
Easter.
Easter. Damned inconvenient. The hens couldn't lay the Easter eggs. Too damn cold, frozen stiff. Damn fine hens we had then. Not like these modern long-haired pansy hens. These modern
golden hens, they have to have their eggs warmed up before they lay them.
Oh, we had really cold winters in those days.
Oh, yes, did we have winters? Did we have winters?
Did we have winters?
We didn't have winters. It was too cold.
Too cold.
It was so cold. They used to cancel December, January, and February. We always had a white Christmas, though. Oh, yeah, always a white Christmas.
Every year.
If it didn't snow, I went out with a brush and painted it white.
And didn't it snow?
It did, yes.
Yes, every year. 20 feet deep.
And it never melted.
Never melted.
When I got snowed in my house, I used to climb out of the chimney and build a new house on top. 37 houses I built, one on top of the other. Then they started these atom bomb tests. Snow melted. There I was, in my bed, 700 feet up. Got run over by an aeroplane. Oh, well, I better go and put on my false nose and long white beard.
Why, you playing Father Christmas?
Yeah, I'm wanted by the police. Play-o!
And now, I'm sorry I'll read it again, presents this year's special Christmas production, the classic tale by Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carrot.
Wait a minute. Shouldn't that be a Christmas carol?
No. Now, a carrot is something you eat. Eat comes from fire. Fire burns. Burns was a poet. Poet's right, left, left, out, house. House warming, warming pan, cake, tin. Tin, mine, yours, theirs, ours. Ours your father, father Christmas. Therefore, carrot equals Christmas. But I think you're right. It should be a Christmas carol. Anyway, we're going to do a Christmas carrot. So there.
A Christmas carrot.
Our tale begins in a dingy office somewhere in London. Sitting at a desk is the wicked old miser, Scrooge. Scrooge was an evil-looking man with piggy eyes, beetle brows, a hawk nose and pig's trotters. His father had run the lost property office at London Zoo.
I am Scrooge. I am Scrooge.
I am Scrooge. Hang on. What do you think you're doing?
We're the three Scrooges.
Oh, no, you're not. There's only one Scrooge in this story, and it's the best part, and I'm the producer, so Baggy, I'm Scrooge.
That's not fair, Baggy. I want to be Scrooge.
So do I. Get back, you mutinous dogs, I'm the producer. You do what I tell you.
Oh, look at his great big jack
His
boots.
black leather mac.
Big steel helmet. He's wet.
Oh, do you like the gear, then?
Oh, it's
Right, then. I play Scrooge. Joe can tell the story.
But she's a rotten girl.
You're not much cop as a fella,
Well,
either.
come on, get on with it. Get on with it.
It was Christmas Eve in London. The weather was foul and murky, and nothing was heard but the sound of a bird.
Excuse me, gaily throttling a turkey.
Yes, it was Christmas Eve. But Scrooge and his clerk, Bob Scratchit, were still hard at work. Poor Bob. Scrooge used him cruelly.
Scratchit! Scratchit!
But it's not itchy.
Scratchit! It's time you went off.
Go on.
It's Christmas tide.
I don't believe in Christmas, Scratchit. Here's your wages. One brand new decimalised, seven-sided trouser button.
Yes, work for this. How can a man live on wages like these? What sort of Christmas will it be for me poor wife and our 5 little jockeys?
I don't care. I don't care. I'm mean. I'm rotten. I'm horrible. I'm overacting.
And you got what you deserve. Where do you find a feeling?
Get out.
Sorry.
When Scratchit had gone, Scrooge was alone.
That's true. That is very, very true. No, think about it. It's very true.
Scrooge was a lonely man. So lonely, in fact, that he talked to the furniture and gave them all names. So he said goodnight to Wilfred the chair and lady table, then put his feet up on Dennis the Puff, and finally finally lit a fire in Alfred the Great. Then it was time for bed. Scrooge drank a nightcap, ate his slippers, and soon he was asleep.
Stop that row, I'm trying to keep.
Sorry.
But in the middle of the night, Scrooge was awakened by a strange noise.
Oh, Scrooge.
Slowly, the door creaked open. And there, on the threshold, stood a strange, mysterious figure, dressed in a large box and wrapping paper tied up with a ribbon.
Who are you?
Can't you guess? I think you have guessed. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Oh, why do I always get the worst line?
What a dreadful visitation. It must have been a ghastly dream. I never should have drunk that nightcap.
Why not?
It went straight to me head.
Oh, I don't get all the worst line.
But soon Scrooge was once more asleep. But he was not to sleep for long. Once more, the door creaked open. This time, in the doorway stood a dreadful figure, a hideous grin upon its face, and in its hand, the awful Book of Reckoning.
Scrooge, this is your life.
No, not that.
Listen, Scrooge, do you recognize this voice?
Scrooge! They're all at it. But wait, I do know that voice. It's Zebedee, my old business partner. Zebedee 6 Trombones.
Oh. If I'd known that was my name, I wouldn't have bothered to come back. Hi, Scrooge, it is I.
But Zebedee, you've been dead these last 10 years.
True, and now I'm a ghost. Oh,
shut up.
Oh, sorry, I spook.
All night long, Scrooge was disturbed by awful visitors. Every one of them bent...
Yes.
Bent on showing him something he'd never seen before.
Oh, yes, yes.
The true spirit of Christmas. When he woke next morning, he was a new person.
Good heavens, I'm glad it's Ramsticker.
But soon he felt himself again.
No, I'm not glad it's Ramsticker.
He threw open the window, and the bells chiming across the rooftops told him it was Christmas morning.
Ding dong, hark at our song, and rejoice for 'tis Christmas morn.
Ning. 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 Nang.
Scrooge popped his head out of the window as the snow fell in a thick blanket. But it was Christmas Day, and Scrooge felt at peace with the world. Then he saw, hopping along his windowsill, a little robin redbreast. With a smile, Scrooge fetched a loaf of bread. Then, when he'd finished his robin sandwich... he spat out the beak and listened to the sounds of the city. Outside his window, he heard the shouts of the street sellers.
Streets! Streets! Oh, lovely streets! Golden fields, very lovely! Great streets!
And from afar came the cry of the hot chestnut man.
Oh, burn me chestnuts!
Meanwhile, at Bob Scratchett's home, it was a miserable Christmas. Bob and his wife were unhappy, and their 5 little jockeys were in tears. And as Martha Scratchit sat weeping, up came the smallest and most popular of their 5 little jockeys, the happy, smiling little figure of Tiny Tim.
Tiptoe to the window, tiptoe through the tulips with me.
Tiny Tim, what is it you want?
Can't you guess there?
Now, be a good little jockey. Dry your eyes and put away your little ukulele. Look, here comes old Granny Scratchit.
Christmas was never like this one when I were a little jockey. I remember we had a turkey that was so big. It was so big. So big we had to cook it in the bathtub. I should know, I were in bath at time. And on a Christmas morning, we'd get up and look in our stockings. And what would we find? Ladders high. And we'd climb up the ladders high. And then we'd all sit round fire and singe. You mean sing? Aye. Do you remember how that carol used to go? I said, didn't have go. Then what today?
Oh, if only some kind person would come and make this Christmas as happy. Oh, can that be as if I didn't know?
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, it was Scrooge, carrying a huge turkey, presents for all, Christmas decorations, a Christmas tree, and a hamper crammed with food and wine.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Scratchit,
said Scrooge, handing her the bill for £37.10. But soon the Christmas festivities were in full swing, thanks to Scrooge. Food and wine were served for all, and before long Scrooge was enjoying the traditional Christmas goose.
Oh, how dare you! Merry Christmas!
Beg pardon, Ma'am, but who are you?
I'm Auntie Constance Scratchit. I was passing and I thought I'd just pop in for a second, possibly a third, and we'd like a fourth.
To everyone's delight, Auntie Constance had 2 enormous Christmas puddings.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, and careful where you put that holly.
Madam, where do you come from?
I run the old curiosity shop.
Then you must be the old curiosity.
Correct. And if you'd like to satisfy your curiosity, shop around for a bit.
Oh, let me kiss you under the mistletoe.
Kiss me under any toe you like, you treat yourself. Don't stop there. Now that's enough of that, Mr. Scrooge. It's not nearly enough. Shut up, Granny. Shut up yourself, fatty. Oh, I'm not fat. I've just got a small head. That's all. It's a very small head. Yes, you are. You are fat. You're fat and you're old and you're ugly. Nonsense. I'm 29 and I'm very well preserved. Aye. Well, I can see you're pickled. No.
Come now, ladies. It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
Quite right, Mr. Scrooge. And as a token of our affection, please accept this present from us all.
What can I say? I'm quite overcome. Oh, how kind. Here, let me unwrap it. Wait a minute. I think I know what it is.
Well, you certainly deserve it.
Oh, no, it's, oh, no.
Needy, through flowers will spray.
You have been listening to A Christmas Mess. I'm sorry, I'll read it again. A Christmas Message from Tim Brooke Taylor, Graham Garden, David Hatch, Joe Kennel and Bill Oddie. In the unavoidable absence of Charles Dickens, the words were written by Graham Garden and Bill Oddie, and in the unavoidable absence of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, the music was written by Bill Oddie, arranged by Ian Cohen, and played by Dave Lee and the Boys. The programme was produced by David Hatch in the unavoidable absence of Peter Titheridge. And now, in the unavoidable absence of you-know-who, all together now...
It's I'm sorry I'll read that again, Mother!